Well, I have been playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment for a couple hours, and I wanted to share my first impressions of the game. A game that I'm playing and you're not.
It's true. We're recording this on Thursday morning,
Yes.
So the game came out on the eShop. 9 o'clock our time last night. You have been playing nonstop. I've been seeing your notifications.
Stop spying.
You're back online.
Creep.
No, it's great because, like you said, I am not playing this game. I am choosing to take a wait and see approach with this game. So I'm very excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So I play for about 4-ish hours at this point. I think it's not super far into the game, obviously, since I just got it last night. But this is something that I've been looking forward to. I really liked Age of Calamity. We've been talking a lot about how, you were not super into this game at first glance, but I was excited to play this game because I really like the story in these Hyrule Warriors games. Weirdly, they are better to me than mainline Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like they do better job storytelling in these Hyrule Warriors games. So I was really excited about digging into, first and foremost, the story for Age of Imprisonment. And I think at first, sort of the first couple of hours that I play, they really do a good job setting up sort of where you are in terms of time and place and what you're going to be, like what portion of the Tears of the Kingdom story you're going to be digging into as the player, which is exciting because I wanted to know more details about that.
I heard there was a very long cutscene
that
starts the game. What are we talking about here?
Oh, it was long.
How long?
Time to Sword
10 minutes?
At least like 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that.
What's it about? What's going on?
So it does show you portions of what you saw in those memories from Tears of the Kingdom of like Zelda, how she ends up in like the past, basically like long in the past, and it reintroduces you to Queen Sonia and Rauru, and sort of sets up, Zelda coming into this early, the first Hyrule Kingdom, what that was like for her. There's just a lot more detail. I think in Tears of the Kingdom, you get like a little glimpse of one of the memories of her ending up there, and you do see little glimpses here and there of her time in the past. But you just get like, it's almost like a extended scene of what you were kind of experiencing in Tears of the Kingdom. So they do need to do a bit of setup, I get that. But it was a pretty long time before you did any sort of gameplay. After the long cutscene runs, you basically start to learn the basics. One thing that was interesting to me that, you were saying before we were playing the demo and you were seeing some of the trailers that were out there, you were like, oh, everything is so dark, everything takes place in the depths, it doesn't seem like it's a very like bright game. The first part of the game does take place on the surface, so that's good. So you are getting sort of a first-hand look at the ancient Hyrule, like the ancient castle. You are seeing like that part of it. So that was really nice. I enjoyed that because it's like, it's like kind of familiar, but also, even Zelda says this, it's like, oh, this all looks familiar, but it's also new at the same time. Because it is. Like, the when you see it in Tears of the Kingdom, it's like, thousands of years have passed and things are in ruins, and so things are not in ruins, and you can see like the beginnings of these places that you feel very familiar with. Oh, they look a little different.
All right, I have a number of follow-up questions, so I'm going to stop you here.
Oh, wow.
The demo placement of what we played, where is that in the sequence of the start of this game?
That's about the second part of that first couple hours. Probably like about an hour in to the game.
Yeah.
You do go, and it's literally that exact same 20-minute demo that we played where you kind of come down into the depths with that, like the hot air balloon kind of thing, and then you do exactly what we did in the demo. Yeah.
Next, with the last Hyrule Warriors game, one of the things that we were really touting was like, hey, they just took the assets from Breath of the Wild and they made this game out of it, and that was cool.
Yeah.
With them having to kind of more flesh out this past timeline version of Hyrule. Does it visually look any different? Can you tell, like, oh, this is a little bit different from Tears of the Kingdom? Or is it basically they're just trying to match that exact same aesthetic? Again, because this game is built up for Switch 2 only.
Yeah, yeah. They are definitely just matching the aesthetic.
Okay.
They're not changing the look of Tears of the Kingdom or of that artistic graphical style of Tears of the Kingdom. I will say the game looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what you would, when you go and play the Switch 2 version of Tears of the Kingdom, that is what this game looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. The lighting is so pretty. The, the way that they've rendered kind of that like, almost like painterly style for like the backgrounds and stuff like that. It's beautiful. It's really nice. And even the depths, it is dark down there, but the colors look, obviously.
It's dark down there.
It's dark in those depths, but the colors are very deep. Like, they seem very, like...
Be great for an OLED screen.
I was going to just say, kind of wish I had an OLED screen.
I gotta get the trolling in.
I was playing on handheld for most of my play session, and I was like, it's pretty nice down here. Like, I can see the depths of, like, the rich... blacks and deep colors, but I was like, ooh, that OLED screen would be nice here.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but it does look good.
Right.
Like, it really does look nice.
Right.
But they're not trying to take a creative license and be like changing things up.
No, I wasn't thinking from like an art style perspective.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we are on more powerful hardware now. Maybe we can make things, just have more bushes, more of these things.
It does look very rich. The environment looks very rich. I will say too that there's a lot of things in there that, there's a lot of constructs. There's a lot of like those kinds of like old Zonai thingies down there. And those things all have this like glowy effect. Those like constructs all have those kind of glowing blue veins. Like, I feel like that's done very well graphically. Like, it looks really nice. It does have a very like ethereal quality to it. So whatever they're doing graphically to kind of really bring like some of that Zonai stuff, those constructs, like that kind of stuff to life, because you're seeing a lot more of that in this timeline, this time period of Hyrule history. Like that looks really nice.
Yeah, and the frame rate is
very good.
Holding up.
Very stable.
Okay.
I mean, this game has to. Look, you're rendering a lot of enemies. You're going to need to have some smooth frame rates. I have not seen any issues.
That is literally my next question, which is the density of the enemies.
Yeah.
And again, this is where I make a comparison between the current Dynasty Warriors game, where it's like they have done something amazing, and it's like you are shoulder to shoulder in this big space with enemies.
I would say that's not quite there.
Yeah.
Which obviously is kind of what we expected. I did not expect this to be like I'm looking, from a precipice down the cliff and there's just like hundreds of thousands of enemies.
Okay.
You are sort of in more compact spaces, so they kind of trick you a little bit.
Yeah.
You're doing a very similar thing where you go into an area, there's probably a big captain that you want to get rid of to sort of clear that area, but around the captains, there are obviously like more kind of just mass enemies. But they're kind of like doing this thing where they trap you in a small area so everything feels more dense.
Yeah.
But I would say in terms of things on screen, you're not getting more than a couple hundred things on screen.
Okay. Okay, that is interesting.
It is a trick of the mind that they're doing, because I think they know that those frames are going to start dropping, the performance is going to start lagging if they try to do more. So they sort of jam you into this like little battle area. There is more of an emphasis also that I've noticed on definitely the captain's battles, but also especially if you're in the depths, you're battling a lot more just like more sort of Zelda enemies, like the what is it? The rocks, the big like rock. What is it called? The rock.
Stone talus.
Stone talus. Thank you. Like more of those things versus like other character, or the human or Hylian characters or whatever.
Right.
So
I
have noticed that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this story. So there was the big cutscene at the start. Like, what happens in between each mission, if you've done enough of those to say?
Yeah, so it's really interesting how they structure it. And I can't remember. I played Age of Calamity. I can't remember what they did for that game for some reason. But for this one, what they do is they have, big story missions where you are advancing the storyline. They have this map where there are big story missions that you can do, but also there are the kind of side things that you can do. And they have a system of where you can level up your characters and give them new abilities by collecting resources. And you do get some of those resources from doing the main missions, but you also get them from doing like side quests as well. Like for some reason, I need 4 carrots to upgrade Raru's attacks. And so
Perfect.
He wanted to eat those carrots. He's like a goat. So
I mean, he is basically livestock.
Basically a livestock kind of thing. So maybe that makes sense. So I went to do like a side mission to get the 4 carrots so I can level him up. You know? So there's kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it sort of incentivizes you to do some in-betweeny things. And those are all very quick. I will say like those in-between things are not like, you know, it's not like doubling your gameplay time or anything like that. Like I think I did some of those side things in like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And the story structure is pretty typical. You get the big cutscene, you meet some new characters, you are introduced to, again, events that are pretty familiar because they were in Tears of the Kingdom. Like they introduced you to like Ganondorf and the Gerudo pretty early on, and you remember exactly in Tears of the Kingdom, you know, kind of what happens next there to some of those characters. I guess I won't say it here because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but you're kind of like, oh yeah, I know what happens next, and so you're like, oh, what's gonna lead up to that? Like, what are the actual details that leads up to that like pretty catastrophic event, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. It's a little bit different than Age of Calamity, where that one was a prequel. So it was like new events that you kind of never saw in Breath of the Wild. Like you like read about it maybe in Zelda's diary, but you never like saw them. This one is like you have seen these. You have seen some of these similar things in those memories in Tears of the Kingdom. They're just like fleshing them out more and giving you more detail around those events.
All right.
I did get introduced to a few new characters. The cute little
the Korok?
3 Musketeers Korok.
Okay.
I was introduced to that character. The Construct and the Korok are sort of a pair. They're like teamed up together.
Oh.
So that was kind of interesting. The Construct, it's kind of funny because with the absence of Link,
right?
You are kind of missing that fighting style. And that's literally the Construct. The Construct is like a Robo Link.
Just a sword.
Sword and
robot.
shield. Sword and shield. You know, and he's doing a lot of stuff that Link would do. Like even some of the moves are very similar. Like I played as the Construct for a little bit for one of the missions, and it really played very similar to how like Link would have played. So I wonder if they were like, oh, we don't want to put Link in just yet. Maybe we want the story to focus on Zelda and some of these other characters, but we do want that gameplay mechanic of Link in here, so we're just gonna put this robot in here. So that's kind of what it felt like to me.
Right.
But fine. I mean, it even did like a shield surf move. I was like, come on.
Oh, really?
Come on. Yeah, Robo Link.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it work in terms of picking your character? Does like per mission is the game like, all right, you're going to play as this, and then within the mission you sometimes have a chance, or is it like at the beginning, or what if have you gone back to replay a mission? Maybe not.
I have not replayed because I've been trying to move forward, but every mission has a set amount of characters that you will be starting the mission because it's a story. I think there's story elements.
There's story
too.
reasons for that.
Exactly, and you can freely switch between the characters within each mission.
Do you always have more than one so far?
So far, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
You can do those sync moves where you like do the little hand thing. I think they want you to do that a lot of those moves, so they do let you pretty freely switch around.
Yeah.
And you're able to level them all up sort of independently, and again, using your resources to give them moves and things like that. So you are kind of like juggling your arsenal of characters throughout the gameplay. It's not like you're always playing as Zelda or always playing as some of the other characters. I would say the game does a good job of encouraging you to spend like equal time playing with all of the different characters available. And the little Korok and Robo Link, that one I did not have a choice. It was like a story thing, and it was like you have to play as this character. So I did not get to switch. I haven't gotten a chance to play as the Korok yet. I've only played as the robot.
I see.
For now. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
When we played the demo, one of the things that we liked was the introduction of the Zonai devices.
Yes.
So I'm curious, has that been introduced yet at this point in the game? What do you think of that?
Yeah, you get them pretty early on. Again, it's really that second mission that you do, which is what we did in the demo. That's the introduction of those Zonai devices.
Oh.
So you get it pretty early on. I've been getting new Zonai devices as well as I've been playing through. It's kind of fun. How they do it is you remember the big like gotcha machines that they had in Tears of the Kingdom? So that's how you get a new Zonai device. You just go and you have to put in resources that you've collected from doing your missions, and you basically a big gotcha machine will come in and give you a new Zonai device, which was a fun little like reminder of like, oh, that was weird and fun in Tears of the Kingdom. I got one that's like sort of this like shield kind of thing that's been really useful, and another one that I really like is the rockets. Oh. So you can like rocket around and like shoot people while you rocket, and then also like just jump off the rocket and launch it into a group of enemies.
So do you like load these up before the mission? Like, this is what I'm taking with me?
That's right.
And it seems like there's a pretty good variety.
Yeah, and you can like quick key them and everything. Yeah. And they also have some cool like environmental things that they'll tell you about. Like I got the frost, like instead of like the flame emitter, I got the frost emitter. And they were like, oh, if you stand in this like pool of water while you do it, you'll make like huge icicles.
Really?
And so I tried that and basically like made a wall of ice with the frost emitter if you stand near water. And then I was fighting these like giant choo-choos down in the depths, and they're like, oh, if you use your fire emitter, it explodes them. And so that was pretty fun.
Nice.
So they do give you little hints like, oh, use this one. I think they want you to experiment with those. But I really like those. Those are fun. Yeah. Those are really fun.
Are there any other mechanics that they've introduced that, have surprised you or go beyond just like I'm hitting Y and then X?
Button mashing? Yeah. I do think that they do a good job with those sync moves. Those are really fun. They're always a bit surprising, like what the two people together, and there's lots of different combinations you can do, like Zelda and Rauru, so Sonya and Rauru. So everybody has a different sort of permutation of what they're doing. I think the most surprising game mechanic so far has been with Minoru. That's just a character that you know a little bit about in Tears of the Kingdom. Like she's really smart and she does a lot of research and she knows a lot about the constructs and the ancient like Zonai stuff, but they really translated her like personality and who she is as a character into the game mechanics, where all of her moves are like basically her like speed building stuff and like launching them out there, which is kind of cool because I always wish I could do that in Tears of the Kingdom. Like I could speed build all this stuff.
Right.
You press a button and she's like missile launching like a bomb at you, or like she has a cart suddenly filled with constructs that she's like launching into the crowd, and like every one of her sort of combos are a little bit different and pretty surprising. And so I've been really having fun whenever I have a chance to play as her. Right. Like kind of looking at the different combos, trying out the different combos to see what kind of Zonai devices she comes up with. The other thing that I thought was kind of neat is Zelda's like finishing move. She does this thing at the very end when she's about to defeat one of the, a boss or one of the captains. It basically like, it's a stop time kind of move where like she pauses, she freezes time and then does a whole bunch of damage, and then it sort of like stasis a little bit and then like unfreezes time and then the whole thing just dies.
That's cool.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of a good little like elbow nudge of like, we're playing with the idea of time and sort of her going back in time, and she has these abilities. So I do like how all of the moves and mechanics are really tied to the characterization. I think that's kind of the best part of this game is like, the gameplay is fun. It's a Muso game. There's lots of things on screen, 100 KOs, yay. But the cool part is like they do a really good job like giving you a good character background. Like I learned more about Minoru in the last 3 hours than I did in 200 hours of playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Right.
I don't know about that character at all, right?
Yeah.
Or even Zelda. Zelda was sort of gone in Tears of the Kingdom except through those memories and then except through sort of the latter parts of the game. Yeah. But you see her swallowing the giant thing. But you're getting to see a lot of backstory, and a lot of her moves and mechanics are based on her story, and she has, a lot of that character depth is really built into this game in a really good way.
Right.
That's what I liked about Age of Calamity as well. It's like, okay, I'm finally learning about these characters.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're pretty high on this game so far.
Yeah, I like it a lot so far.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to do some nitpicking, though.
I know.
Anything you want to put there?
Yeah, I feel like some of the nits that I have I will say the beginning is pretty slow going. Like that beginning, that cutscene was long.
Wow.
And even for me, when I was like interested.
That's so interesting.
I was interested in the story, but I was like.
You wanted to get going.
I was like, just let me fight something.
I'm ready to press Y.
I'm gonna press the button. So there is a bit of like slow to start, I would say.
Yeah.
The other thing that I kind of don't love, and I don't know how much of this you're going to be forced to do later, but the game. I was trying to play as many of the main missions as possible so I can get ready to talk about it in this video.
Yeah.
And like halfway through, like I was getting into a good rhythm. I was had done like 3 kind of main missions within the time that I had played, and I felt like, okay, great. I was making some good advancements in the story. Like things are starting to get a little juicy. I met Ganondorf. He was really hot. Wow. And then the game was like, okay, now instead of doing the main story, you have to do these like I'm forcing you to do these side missions.
Oh, you had to do those
to move on, and I was like, okay. And then doing the side missions, I was like, well, this is just kind of. It was a little cheap
to get the carrots.
I had to get the carrots, and then also it was like kind of a repeat of stuff that I had already done. It's like fight this guy again.
Oh.
And then fight him like he's a little harder this time, but like fight him again. I'm like, well, why? If you're gonna make me do a side mission, let me do something. Let me fight someone else.
Right.
I'm like 3 hours into this game. You're already repeating content. Like that seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they extra wanted to make sure you like got it. Like you learned it, but it's like don't see. I don't like that too. It's like when games are too hand-holdy. Like they're like, do you really understand how to hit Y and X? I'm like, I think I do, but why don't you tell me again?
And then you start, wait, I don't actually at all.
Y and then X?
Which button?
Sorry, I didn't realize it was one more time. So there's a little bit of that I was like, I mean, those side missions I got through real quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I was like, oh, it's dragging because I'm forced to do these 2 side missions before I can move on, and I need to get these carrots. Like those side missions, I think they took a total of 20 minutes. But it's like, well, don't make me play these same enemies again. I just started this game. Like, give me the good stuff. Like you want to keep me engaged with new stuff.
Right.
And then story-wise, I have a major nitpick with the story, which is, and this is what happens. Everybody that tries to write a story about time, you get yourself into a pickle.
Yeah.
You see, with any sort of timeline stuff, or like I was from the future and I went to the past. Mm-hmm. Zelda is someone that exists in the future.
Yeah.
Zelda knows exactly what Ganondorf is capable of and what he's going to be doing.
Yeah.
So when Ganondorf comes strolling into town and is like, I'm on your side, King Rauru, and
she doesn't know.
And she's like, there's like this like inner monologue kind of scene where she's like, I have some suspicions about this. I'm like, do you? He like killed a bunch of people when you were there. You literally saw this. And then she goes to Queen Sonia and there's like cutscene. She's like, I have some thoughts about Ganondorf. And Queen Sonia's like, now, Zelda, we don't want to mess with time now, as a way to sort of like, it's kind of like that thing where it's like, like a Back to the Future trope. It's like, you can't tell your parents,
right.
You can't mess with it.
Right.
It's like, this is where you get in trouble with these time stories.
Yeah.
It just doesn't quite click.
It
can never work.
Right.
In reality, obviously, if you were Zelda and you saw Ganondorf strolling, you'd be like, sound the alarm!
Yeah.
This guy is bad.
Yeah.
He's going to kill some people. But of course, here she's like, oh, well.
So where does it seem like this game is headed now that you're past the first couple hours?
Well, I think the thing that's going to happen is going to happen.
Okay.
And that's going to...
That early on?
I think so. It's pretty sad.
Because that person we're talking about, that was a playable character?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, because I think that's what kicks off the Imprisoning War.
I see.
Is that event.
Okay.
is what I understand. Although, so I met the Gorons and that sort of Goron chief.
Yeah.
They gave him they explain about the mask, like we give the mask to show our allegiance, blah blah blah. So I haven't met the Zoras or the people from the Rito village people, or birds. And then so far it's just the Gorons and Ganondorf and the Gerudo is the two tribes that kind of have come to Hyrule, or come to the king. So I wonder if I'm going to meet those other two tribes first. And then the thing happens, and then it's like the kickoff to the imprisoning war. Because I think, I'm pretty sure that's the event that kind of sets that into motion.
Well, it sounds like things are going to happen soon.
I'm very curious to how they're going to... Because that was a real shocker in Tears of the Kingdom.
It was, yeah.
I had audibly gasped and cried. So...
Gasped and cried? Oh, my gosh.
So we're going to see how they treat... I mean... It's a pretty big deal, so let's see what happens.
Good job by you dancing around that spoiler, but also good job by you in these first impressions. These are great first impressions.
Yeah,
I'm definitely intrigued.
I like it.
By what you said. You definitely did kind of calm some of the concerns that I had. I still don't think I'm picking this up this weekend. I'm in like the home stretch of Pokemon now.
Yeah.
I'm really locked in on that, but
almost there,
I'm going to keep an eye on what you and other people have to say.
I think the main campaign is not very long. I think it's sub 20 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just game share it to you afterwards.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Wow.
Because then
that sounds fun.
I'm not going to be like 100%ing this game.
Wow, a game share.
I just want to play it for the story. So when I'm done with the story, I'm going to be like, see ya.
What a great idea.
So then we can just save $70 right there.
Perfect.
Look at that. Get some friends that will game share with you.
Get some friends.
Get some friends.
Yes.
So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it's only been like 4 hours. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I know that the reviews for this game have been a little mixed, but for what I've been playing it for, which is more so story and just kind of re-immersing myself with these characters, I really like that part. A couple of nitpicks, but I'm excited to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, let us know if you are playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment in the comments. Are you playing for the same reasons I am? Are you playing for different reasons? Let us know your thoughts on the game so far, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.